Hello friends, myself Suman Kahandar, working as an assistant professor from KK Wagh Institute of Engineering, Nasik. So welcome you in engineering chemistry course, unit number 3, that is engineering materials, and our today's topic is conducting polymer. So what is meant by polymer? Polymer, it is a species where a large number of monomers, small molecules, they join together, they link together, and it will be forming a long chains which is called as the polymers. So basically polymer, it is a Greek word, poly that means many and mers means parts or the units. A very simple example of polymer, that is polybutadiene. So it is formed by the combination of n number of butadiene molecule, which is a monomer. So we'll get here polybutadiene, which is a polymeric material having the higher molecular weight compound. Now, what are the importance of these polymers? These polymers are commonly used in TVs, radios, computers, bags, in automobile industries, tires, flooring materials, and the electrical components. And what are the properties of this polymer? It is a lightweight, having higher strength, flexibility, chemical resistance. So it can be used as a soft material to make the wrapping material, or it can be used as a hard coating to make the water tanks. Now we'll see what are the types of these polymers. So we have two types of polymer. First one, that is organic polymers, and the second is inorganic polymers. So what is meant by organic polymer? Where the polymer backbone chain is made up of carbon atoms is called as the organic polymers. So these are the few examples of the organic polymers like cellulose, proteins, polyethylene and the nylons. While in the inorganic polymer, where the polymer backbone chain is not having the carbon atoms, is called as the inorganic type of the polymers. So what are the example for this? Glass and the silicone rubbers are the example of the inorganic polymers. So in the molecular structure of polymer, if it is linear, the example is high density polyethylene, polyvinyl chloride, nylon, cotton, so which is having the well packed structure. In the branch form, that means it is having low density, it is having lower tensile strength, having lower melting point, and the known example in this case is polyethylene, that means low density polyethylene. In third form, that means it may be cross-linked or network form, so that means it is having hard, rigid, brittle, and known example is bakelite, formaldehyde resin, melamine, Kevlar, and the epoxy resin. Now we'll see what is meant by polymerization. So polymerization, it is a process by which a number of monomer molecule, they link together, they join together, and it will be forming a big polymer molecule, and that process is called as a polymerization process. So we can say polymerization, it is a process of bonding monomer or a number of single units, they link together through a variety of reaction, and it will be forming the longer chain compound that is called as the polymer. So for example, a number of ethylene molecule, they link together, they join together, and it will be forming one compound that is called as a polyethylene, and this process is called as the polymerization process. So types of polymerization, two type of polymerization is there. First one is addition polymerization and second is condensation polymerization. So the main difference in this polymerization process is in addition polymerization, byproducts is not generated, while in condensation polymerization, the byproduct is generated. So in addition type, the monomer molecule, they just added to each other and it will be forming a polymeric compound without the elimination of the any product, and this process is called as the addition polymerization process. So here n number of ethylene molecule, they link together by addition way, we'll get the compound which is called as the polyethylene. So this is the addition type of polymerization process. Second polymerization process is condensation polymerization. So in condensation polymerization, two monomeric molecules react together, condense together, but with the elimination of the smaller molecules like water, ammonia, or the alcoholic compound. So we can say in addition polymerization process, a molecular weight of polymer is roughly equal to the all monomers. While in condensation polymerization, a molecular weight of polymer is less than the molecular weight of all monomers. So this is the example of condensation polymerization, diacid diamine. So these two monomeric molecules, they condense together, will get the polyethylene compound with the formation of the byproducts. Now we'll talk about the conducting polymer. So what is meant by conducting polymer? Conducting polymer are those polymer which can conduct the electricity due to the delocalization of the pi electrons. So here a known example in conducting polymer is polyacetylene, polythiophene or polypyrrole. These are the few examples of the conducting polymers. Now these are the few common example like polythiophene, polypyrrole, polyaniline. So if you see here, delocalization of pi electron is there throughout the ring, throughout the all molecules, and this is the known example of the conducting polymers. Now see the types of conducting polymers. So we have three types of conducting polymers. First one, that is intrinsically conducting polymer. Second is extrinsically conducting polymer. And the third one is coordination or inorganic conducting polymers. The intrinsically conducting polymer is again divided in two types. First one, that is conducting polymers having conjugated pi electrons in the backbone. Second type is doped conducting polymer. So this will be obtained by doping process. So we have a two type of doping process, p doping and n doping. While in extrinsically conducting polymer, again we have two subtypes. First one, that is conductive element filled polymers, and in second case a blended conducting polymers. Now we'll see about the intrinsically conducting polymers. So in this type of polymers, backbone is made up of extensive conjugated system, and this conjugated system is responsible for getting the conductance value. Again, it is having two subtypes. First one is a conducting polymer which is having the conjugated pi electrons in the backbone. So in the presence of electric field, these conjugated pi electrons, they get excited, and after that it get transported through the solid polymeric material. So further, the overlapping of orbitals of these pi electrons over the entire backbone, it get results the formation of two bands, that is valence bands as well as conduction bands, which extend over the complete polymeric molecule. So we can say the presence of conjugated pi electrons in the polymeric material increases the conductivity value. So known example in this case is a pyrrole. So after polymerization process, we'll get your polypyrrole. So if you see here, a conjugated pi electron system is there, which get extend to the entire backbone system. Dope conducting polymers. This type of polymer, it is obtained by exposing this polymer to the charge transfer agent, either in the gaseous phase or either in the solution. Basically, doping, it is a process where conductivity of the polymeric material increase either by creating the negative charge or either by creating the positive charge on the polymer backbone. So it will be done either by the oxidation process or either by the reduction process. Now we'll talk about the doping process. we have a two type of doping process, p-doping and n-doping. So in the p-doping case, polyacetylene, which is having the less conductivity, are going to react with the Lewis acid. Lewis acid is electron deficient compound, so it withdraw the electron from this polyacetylene. So polyacetylene, it becomes the positively charged species, and Lewis acid is becomes a negative charge. So that means this process is according to the oxidation process. So this in this case, a delocalization of the positive charge is increases the conductance value. A second case, that is n-doping. So here polyacetylene is going to react with the Lewis base, which is electron rich compound. So it gives the electron to this polyacetylene. Therefore polyacetylene is becomes a negative charge species and Lewis base is becomes a positive species. So it is done by the reduction process, and here this delocalization of this negative charge is increases the conductance value. Now the second type of conducting polymer, that is the extrinsically conducting polymer. That means these are the polymer where we can increase the conductivity due to the presence of some externally added ingredients. So this is called as a extrinsically conducting polymer. So we have two types of polymer in this case. First one, that is conductive element filled polymer. In this case, a polymer acts as a binder which hold the conducting elements together, so by which we can increase the conductivity value. And the second type is a blended conducting polymer. So this type of polymer is obtained by blending the conventional polymer with the conducting polymer. And this process can be done either by using physically or by using the chemically. So such a polymer can be easily processed and it will be having the better physical, chemical and the mechanical properties. Now the third type of conducting polymer, that is the coordination or inorganic conducting polymer. So this type of polymer, they form by the charge transfer complexes and it will be obtained by combining the metal atom with the polydentate ligands. So for example, in the center we have the metal atom and to the surrounding we have, for example, hexadentate ligand like ADTA. So this type of polymer is known as the conducting coordination conducting polymers. But what is meant by the conductivity? Basically, conductivity, it is defined as by simple Ohm's law, that is V is equal to IR, where R is the resistance, I is the current, and V is the voltage which is present in the material. So this conductivity, it depends on the number of electrons in the material and their mobility. A known example of conducting polymer is polyacetylene molecule. So in the year 1970, name of scientist Shirakawa, they reported the higher molecular weight compound, that is polyacetylene, and it will be forming by passing the dry acetylene gas over the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. The combination is titanium tetrabutoxide with the triethyl aluminum, and the temperature for this is around minus 78 degrees Celsius. This polyacetylene, it is present in the cis form as well as it is present in the trans form also. So these are the two forms of polyacetylene. The first form indicating the cis form, that is cis polyacetylene molecule, and the second form, that is known as a trans polyacetylene molecule. Now we'll talk about the discovery of the first conducting polymer. So we'll take this acetylene gas in presence of the titanium tetrabutoxide plus triethyl aluminum will get polyacetylene compound, and after doping process with the halogens will get here doped polyacetylene molecule. So different type of dopant added here. If we use the chlorine, in that case will increase the conductivity of the polyacetylene by 0.05%. If you use the bromine as a dopant for the doping process, increases the conductivity of polyacetylene by 0.4 to 0.5% or Siemens per centimeters. But if you use iodine as a dopant, there is tremendous increase in the conductivity, around 30 to 38 Siemens per centimeter. So for this work, the name of scientists or group of scientists, Shirakawa, McDiarmid and Heeger, they were awarded a Nobel Prize in year 2000. So these are the few applications used in the solar cell, light emitting diodes to make the shield for the computer screen against the electromagnetic smart Windows radiation. So we'll see about the applications of the conducting polymer in rechargeable batteries, making some analytical sensors for pH, oxygen, sulfur dioxide, ammonia, glucose, etc. In the preparation of the ion exchangers, in controlled release of the drugs, in the optical filters, in photovoltaic devices, in telecommunication systems, in microelectronic devices, and in medical applications. So these are the few applications of the conductor. Thank you.